Hey peeps! So some exciting things have been happening with my Hoya carnosa compacta and the cuttings I took. So with exciting things comes an update. Yay! So the first thing I want to show you, because I'm really buzzed about this, is this cutting here. Now I'll insert some pictures, if I still have them, of when I first took these cuttings, and I'll also link the original video below in case you want to go and look back on it. But this is one of the original 3 cuttings that I took from the mama plant here. And in total I took 5 cuttings, well 4 cuttings, and I took 1 rooted piece out, but 4 out of 5 survived. Now this one was the one that I originally took with this piece here, and it just wasn't doing anything. So what I did, because you'll notice that the stem is a little bit shorter, is I actually thought, you know what, I'm just going to put him down here so I can explain properly. I'm just going to snip off the bottom. So I took off one of the node and left the second original node that I left exposed, and I removed the leaves here. And I thought, well, it's clearly not doing anything with the 2 nodes that I gave it, and it was starting to wrinkle up and look like it was dying. So I thought, well, I've got nothing to lose, so I removed the leaves here and here, and I also put in some charcoal, but I'll explain that in a minute. And lo and behold, with a little bit of rooting hormone, he just sprang these roots and plumped up, and there's no more wrinkles, and looked like he was going to survive, and it looks like he is going to survive, hopefully. Because I'm thinking, seeing as it's it's the end of September now, so this has taken 6 months, and I had really hoped that all my cuttings had been in soil by now. So what I'm going to do is, seeing as it's autumn, I'm just going to take this root as it is and put it in with the other 3 here. So what I did a little bit differently, it was a tip that I picked up from an awesome little YouTube channel here called MN's Gardening, I think. I'll have to link her channel below. She's awesome, very knowledgeable about orchids. And the tip I picked up was, if you put a little bit of charcoal in the water, it will keep it clean. Because one thing I don't like about water propagation is that, you know, you get a lot of algae. I mean, you can see this has started to turn just a little bit green here, but not much. And I've been keeping it like this and refreshing the water every week, and I haven't really had so much of an algae problem because of it, and it's really done a nice job of keeping the water clean. So I've done that with a few water propagations, and it seems to do the trick, so I highly recommend doing that. And you can just use normal charcoal, or you can use the activated charcoal that you can put in fish tank filters. And yeah, the smaller grains and pellets like that. That's what I did, and it's really done wonders. And of course the rooting hormone, I'm not sure how much that had to play, but I'm given, seeing as this one was struggling to root, I'm guessing the rooting hormone and the fresh exposure from the new node was just what it needed to give it a boost. So I'm actually going to move him into this pot here with the other 3 cuttings. Hang on just a moment, I'm going to have to place the phone down a minute. Okay, so I've just noticed that there's roots coming through the bottom here. So these cuttings seem to be doing very well. Now, I'm not sure if I want to do a complete repot, but I'm going to be disturbing it anyway when I put this guy in. So I'm not sure if now would be a good time to just do a repot and just up the size of the pot. So give me a minute and I'm gonna go see what I've got, because I think, I don't know. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to leave it for now, and I'm just going to disturb it and pop in the other one, because these guys like to be root bound, right? And I think it will be okay to grow over the autumn and winter, and then come spring we can do a repot video on that. But in the meantime, oh God, I'm really not... See, there's not many, but this has been a few months, so I'm not sure. This is a dilemma. You know what? I'm just going to up the size of the pot. Hell with it. I'm disturbing it anyway. I know I'm flip-flopping here, guys. I'm sorry. But I'm pretty sure I'm not alone here with these kind of dilemmas. So I'm just going to go and hunt about, see what I've got, and we're just going to put this in a slightly bigger pot. So be right back. Okay, so I scouted about, and this glazed pot is pretty much all I've got at the moment. That's not too big, so it's a couple of sizes up, but I don't think that should be a problem. This is a nice chunky, barky, sandy mixture, which is what it likes. So I suppose this is a good excuse to unpot this guy and see how well the root system has done. Because I've noticed at the bottom of here, it's a little bit wet, but it was sitting on stones here. And if I reach in, you can see some of the roots have actually broken off on the bottom. So I think I'm making a good call in repotting it now. The timing isn't ideal, that's for sure, but yeah, I think it'll be happier in here. So, okay, I think that's good. So we'll start by squeezing, loosening it up a little bit. See, it's very loose, so it's just going to kind of drop out. I'll try and do this as gently as possible without damaging any more roots than I need to. Okay. Oh, wow. Yeah, this is really done well. Look at all those. Right, I'm just going to pick the camera up and show you properly, because it's a little bit difficult. So, there you go. You can see that a little clearer. So these are the root. That's the root system from these two here. So they've really taken well. And the root system from here. This was also another cut-in. Now, ironically, the one that didn't survive was the one that was already rooted. So, but like I said, 4 out of 5 ain't bad. And I'm quite happy with that result. Plus the roots from this guy here. So, yeah, I'm just going to place the camera down and we can get him into this pot there. Okay, so I think that's good. Righty, so I'm not wanting to really separate the two that are kind of entwined together, because that's going to cause a little bit more stress than I want to. I'll overfill this a little bit. A little bit out. So I'm going to place those two here. One can go here, so I think, yeah, seeing as there's 4, it's pretty much what my options are here. Okay, so think I'm going to need to get just a little bit more soil. Just straighten this out first. That's pretty much the best I'm going to get it, because they're not exactly long. I've got really much to work with, but they're in there. They have good space. I'm just going to tidy up quickly and then I'll give you a shot of how they look. And there it is. So hopefully that does well in there. And I'm just going to put it back in the place that I'm keeping it, which I'll go over in a minute, because why not cover care instructions, because you know, I'm sure you're going to be intrigued how I'm getting them to grow like this. Because look at that. That's one of the original pieces there. It's really put on some lovely growth. I'll insert some pictures at the end of this video for anyone that wants to hang around after I'm done talking and see some pretty. But yeah, I'm really happy about this. I mean, this plant is a relatively slow grower, but it's not glacially slow. So I think as long as you give it the right conditions, it's going to be happy for you. And before I move on to care, let's cover the mama plant a little bit, because this one's also done quite a bit of growing. Let's see here, there's a new tip, some growth. This is also new. You can see it's a different lighter shade of green. This one as well seems to be growing upwards. Whatever, I'm just going to let it do its thing, but this is a significant growth here. And there's also one here, so it's really starting to bush out and look a little bit thicker. And my little flamingos that I put in the top there, because I thought it looked cute. So yeah, this one seems happy. I don't think he's really got much to complain about. I don't think I'm going far wrong here. Really happy with the growth and progress I'm seeing. It may be slow, but it's nice to see when it does happen. So how am I caring for these guys? Right, that is the question. So this one I keep in a east-south, I would say, because it's more predominantly east facing, but it faces a little bit to the south, so it gets a good amount of morning sun, but the position of the window, it gets a little bit of shaded indirect light, so it's still quite bright, which is what it likes. These plants seem to like filtered or bright indirect sunlight, or at least some morning sun, and they're happy. And for the watering, well, as you'll see when I done the original repot video, which I'll link below, the medium I'm using is very barky, very sandy. There's not really a lot of cactus and succulent soil mix in there, but it's very light and airy, so the water just kind of flows very fast through it. And I've been giving it water, I would say twice a month, so every 14 days. And the rule with this one, because it is susceptible to overwatering, even though that the leaves are a little bit more succulent than most Hoyas, it just doesn't like too much water, so be careful with that. And if you're really not sure, there's a rule of thumb that when you start to see the leaves get a little bit wrinkly or pucker a little bit, then it's time to give it some water. And if you follow that advice, you're pretty much good to go. But every 2 weeks I've noticed there's not really much wrinkling or puckering that's happening, but it's been working for me. So yeah, that's how much I can advise on that. So the watering and the light conditions, and other than that, I've been basically leaving him alone, well, leaving them both alone. This one is also in a different location, but it gets light from this skylight, and it gets light from this big window here. And this is also southeast, so the sun kind of comes from here and it goes over that way. So, and where this one sits is just above there, where you can see that window there. So it's kind of just hanging there. And it seems to be working. And I'm happy. So there you go, guys. I'll of course keep you updated when this one starts growing some more, and hopefully this guy takes to the change and doesn't die on me with the water roots converting to soil roots. But I'm hoping for the best. If these three guys made it, I'm rooting for this little guy here. Anyway, guys, I think I've waffled on enough, so I think I'm going to wrap it up there. Thanks for watching. As always, it's much appreciated. Much love, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.